Deputy Speaker, it's always interesting to hear those opposite talking about our caucus room, and you can understand maybe they might want to join us there one day. But look, if the opposition wanted to have any credibility about energy prices, well, they had an opportunity last year to support our price relief plan, and they voted against that. They try and pretend they didn't. There are a number of speeches in here where you'd think that that's obviously a moment that's disappeared from their collective memory. But, Deputy Speaker, I welcome any opportunity to talk about climate action, energy transition and tackling cost of living under the Albanese Labor government. Just last week, Deputy Speaker, I joined the Minister for Climate Change and Energy and the Assistant Minister for Climate Change, as well as my ACT colleague, the member for Fenner, down in the suburb of Stirling, a Stirling part of the electorate of Bean. Well, there on a typically cold Canberra morning. I know that many of you have been experiencing cold Canberra mornings in the last week and a half to visit the home of a local resident, Todd. Deputy Speaker, Todd's family home is the gold standard for energy efficiency in Australia, with double glazing, insulation and solar panels installed over the last few years, and as a consequence, his family's energy bills have fallen substantially. Deputy Speaker, the Albanese government wants to make it easier for households like Todd's and small businesses to access energy savings and upgrades. And that's why we're investing $1.6 billion from our recent budget to provide various means of supporting households and businesses to transition to more energy-efficient homes and businesses, to convert to electricity where they choose to invest in forms of renewable energy and storage. We are facilitating this through the Clean Energy Finance Corporation, low-interest loans, directly into social housing through a partnership with the states and territories, and of course tax concessions for small businesses to do so as well. Deputy Speaker, we on this side of the House know that when you can save on energy, you save on bills. Deputy Speaker, when the Australian Energy Regulator provided the government with a default market offering forecast late last year, customers were facing price rises between 40% and 50%. Price rises that were untenable. We on this side understood that and we acted. There was no endless press release about what we might do, no lump of coal, no high vis. There was action. We brought Parliament back urgently and the legislation was passed before Christmas. Those opposite, as I said before, voted against it. That was their Christmas present to the Australian people, was to vote against that price relief. The opposition voted for higher energy bills for households and small businesses, and yet every day they come back to this chamber and like to pretend that's not what they did. But of course, thanks to that decisive action, the AER has confirmed that power bills are up to $500 less than they would have been without the government's intervention. And that's for residential customers, and up to $1,300 less than they would have otherwise been for small businesses. I think we know who the real party for small business is, Deputy Speaker. This government's energy price relief plan has taken the sting out of power prices. Here in the ACT, we are run on 100% renewables, and as a result, the impact of power price increases has been a lot less here than in other jurisdictions. And we on this side want more of Australia to benefit from long-term, ambitious, renewable energy policy. But, Deputy Speaker, what is the alternative to this government's detailed and deliverable energy policy? Well, those opposite would have you believe that only they have the solution. And, Speaker, they have gone nuclear. It is the Simpsons answer to energy prices. Their solution is a form of electricity that will be ready to go in almost 10 years if we're lucky. And as for the cost, we know that the cost of it is prohibitively high. Speaker, this government is taking real action on energy relief. In the short term, we've intervened to lessen the increase of energy prices despite the global pressure on prices. We are investing in households and small businesses to ensure they can reduce energy usage and save on household bills. We are lowering emissions, lowering energy usage, and we're lowering prices.